for what went wrong. Can the defense continue? DNVR Broncos. That's right, baby. We're doing it. We out here, and we are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. I'm here with my guy, the Schwan Man. You saw us on the watch along yesterday. The regular Broncos crew flying back from London last night, so probably landing right now. Safe travels. We wish them all,
of course.
Yeah, maybe that game was worthy of a little day off. A little.
Tell me about
a little travel day, a little digestion. Kids are off school today.
That is true.
There's a matinee hockey being played. Columbus Day. Happy Indigenous People Day to you all. It should be Amerigo Vespucci Day, who,
of course,
Amerigo, America, is named after great Tuscan who found the entire continent. Tuscany forever. Broncos forever. Through the ups, through the downs. Big dub yesterday, 4-2. Hey, with what we've been through over this last decade, I will not complain about any win, especially in a week where all the AFC West teams won. Could not get that upset from Lions and Titans yesterday to pull through on my all dogs parlay.
It's a long season, though.
It's a long season. 12 picks I gave out, 6 hits. So,
that's,
win some, you lose some.
If you're betting 50%, you're doing pretty well, I'd say.
So you would say. I need to stop parlaying all these picks. I think that would make life a little easier on me, Jakester. Speaking of 6, as people start piling into the Toyota chat, leave us a thumbs up. We would really love to flex on mostly Zach.
Yeah.
But Henry too.
Of course.
And RK, who's taking an extra little European vacation here.
We'll do the dirty work. We'll make sure
we will. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. We are here to clean up your mess, RK. Don't you worry. Speaking of Victory Mondays, we dropped an all-time great shirt, a shirt that gives me such familiar feelings. Check it out, dnvrlocker.com. We're going to stick that link in here. It's the beautiful backdrop you used to see on the old Mile High.
It's classic.
It really is. There's nothing like those flags. And
bring that back for the new stadium, I say.
Why wouldn't you?
Because you have to. We need to have some character of also, like Mile High.
The South Stands bouncing. Bring that back.
Hell yeah.
What you shouldn't bring back is London games.
They are the worst thing the NFL's ever decided to do.
Abolish them forever.
I hate them.
Yeah. That was terrible. Also, it made for such an ugly morning slate, and the afternoon slate was disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. The Monday night doubleheader tonight. So
why are we doing that too? What's going on?
I don't know. NFL, please fix this thing because you are screwing this up. Bazillion directions we can go in. I've thrown a lot at the wall in just these 5 minutes since we've started. But let's start here.
Okay.
6 elite quarters from the Broncos defense.
Yep.
And yes, you can say, well, Dre, that first drive of the third quarter against the Eagles, that's the touchdown to Saquon on the wheel. Fine. But if you'll allow that play aside, third, fourth quarter against the Eagles, and just 4 quarters against the Jets that were a historically great as far as pass rush rate, as far as sacks generated, as far as net yards.
Yeah.
From the lowly Jets offense. That was something else. There's plenty of negatives to get into on the show, but I want to start with some positives because, again, far be it for us to complain too much about a win in this stretch of Broncos football that we've been in. Also, just enjoy the blessings you have in life, people.
Facts.
You know, we are here. We get to talk football with people we love and cherish. We've got the great Dion Smith on the ones and twos. We are so lucky. The guys are coming back from London, just got to do a week out there. I mean, gosh, we're so blessed. So we can go negative, but we're going to choose the positives first. With a little over 24 hours to digest it.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling about that defensive performance? What long-term, we're talking everything is long-term takeaways from yesterday.
I feel fantastic. I think this is a team that not only has top-end talent, they have depth. I think we can, Jose, we can have the linebacker discussion at some point, sure.
We certainly can.
Look, what this front is doing and what this secondary is able to do, that's how you win championships. That's what the Broncos did 10 years ago in 2015 with that formula.
Lots of complaints of ugly wins back then as well.
Of course.
Where we were spoiled from just dominant offenses with Peyton, and it was like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, that carried on.
And the defense would bail the offense out time and time again. That's exactly what's happened these last 6 quarters. It's happened all season, really, frankly. I mean, the offensive struggles can go back to almost every single game they've played in, whether it's a quarter at a time, a game at a time, half at a time. The offense has yet to have even close to a stretch like this where the defense is just dominating for 6 straight quarters. So just hats off to them, man. Hats off to Nick Bonitto, to Jonathan Cooper, to Pat Riley. I mean, the safeties, Talanoa, what a clutch play again. Like, he's not always giving you the most stat sheet filling performances, but he just shows up time and time again in the biggest moments. Your safeties did that in 2015 too.
Hufanga and BJ balling out.
Yeah,
Hufanga was massive in that.
But yeah, I can't be more impressed, honestly.
Yeah, a beautiful performance. It's my kind of football, man, just dominating in the trenches. It's what wins at all levels of football. And throughout the history of this sport, you can dominate someone up front the way the Broncos can. You have a chance against everyone because you just it's like that defensive front is spotting you.
You wreck game plans
100%. And there's you can do all the cutesy stuff that maybe the Broncos are trying and we have some qualms about.
Yeah.
But it does not matter when you can just wreck a game plan. And they're not just bringing pressure. They're bringing pressure in a variety of ways. The interior defensive line is balling out. Uzurike with back-to-back games with a sack. Zach Allen also on that pace. I thought DJ Jones was just phenomenal against the Eagles. JFM was really good against the Jets. You are just wrecking game plans, and you're wrecking game plans for a team that invested a lot in their offensive line in the Jets, and it didn't matter one bit.
Yeah, was it 2 straight first-round picks for them on that offensive line?
And Aaron Glenn, he's coming from Detroit. They're trying to recreate that same thing the Lions did in building up those offensive lines. Well, yesterday in London at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it did not matter. They get 9 sacks. They now have 30 on the season. That's 30 sacks in 6 games.
Unbelievable.
This is a team that's already last year 14th all time with 63 sacks. That is the 3rd best tally for sacks by a team in the 2000s, behind only the 2022 Eagles and the 2000 Saints.
Wow.
I know. So past 01, that was already the 2nd best total of the last 24 years, and they're on pace to beat that. They're on pace to beat the 84 Bears, who did that in 16 games and had 72 sacks. And, it's both being able to bring pressure with 4 guys and that interior D-line dominating. Obviously, that edge combo is lethal. Nick Bonitto's on pace to break records himself. and has himself, 2 half sacks yesterday to get a total sack. Jonathan Cooper, though, was really the star of the show. And on top of that, you have these exotic, creative rush plans where, the defense is showing like they're bringing 6 or they're bringing 8, and then everyone drops. You're only bringing 3 down linemen, and you're bringing an extra DB. Jaquan gets the sack against the Eagles. You get the sack from Talanoa Hufanga yesterday. It's been really incredible, and I still think there's more to give here because you're not necessarily generating historic levels of turnovers either. They're kind of middle of the pack here as far as turnovers generated. I have it right here. They've generated 7 so far this season. That's tied for 7th best in the league. There's 5-6 teams with 8 turnovers, so you're right there from leading the league in that category. And your turnover margin, turnovers given up versus turnovers generated, is 7-7. It's so imagine if you were +4 on the turnover margin, how much easier these games would feel and look.
The scores would be lopsided.
1,000%. So I mean, you're squeaking by. Your defense is dominating, but they're really doing some incredible stuff. The play calling's been incredible. The play up front's been incredible. The trust you have on the back end and how they can shut things down has really been impressive. I mean, I can only think of a couple plays from the defense all game yesterday where you're like, yeah, there's that Q Robinson being beat off the edge, which you don't have Jonah Ellis, who I think is a huge player, a really key player for this defensive front. You have Q Robinson making his NFL debut. I thought he was fine, but not necessarily a guy who made a difference yesterday, and you're still able to dominate like that. Sternad had another one where he gets beat off the edge where it's like, I'd want that back, but just a dominant performance. Give this defense a nickname, man. Orange Rush. Let's make this a thing. They are the Orange Rush. They're incredible to watch. And I know you can be critical about plenty of things. We'll get into that here in a few minutes, but I also want us to not take this for granted. I want us to not overlook what is happening on the field because, trust me, a couple years from now, you'll be looking back and being like, damn, that front was special. I can't believe I could sit on my couch on a Sunday and watch these guys ball out, dominate NFL offensive lines like they're Georgia against Vanderbilt, and just watch them get after it. Vance Joseph, I don't think will be calling plays for this defense forever. He's going to get another job. And this is kind of what we were promised from the VJ experience way back when, the exotic fronts and everything. It is all clicking. You have these exciting, mostly young players.
Yeah, it's a young team.
It's a young team. It's a young defensive unit. What George Payton's put together is just top to bottom. There's just has to be a lot of gratitude, and I'm struggling for words because it's that incredible of a performance. We'll talk more about the defense and more of our positive takeaways, and then we'll get into the negatives here in a second. But first, we're going to take a quick break and shout out our friends at the Colorado Soccer Association, CSA. They're the official hub for 65-plus soccer clubs across the state. They offer programs for youth players, adult players, coaches, referees, and families who want to get involved in the game so kids can kick off their soccer journey as early as the age of 3. That's some cute little kids running around the ball.
My dad used to call it the bees around the beehive.
It's the best. Yeah. It's the best. Yeah, he just
that's all it is.
Team going in one direction.
Both teams.
It's really great. And whether you're playing for fun, you're competing at the highest level, or exploring a career in soccer, there's something for everyone. I've talked about this with some of our guests. Matt Turner starting goal. He used to play for Arsenal, starting goalie for the U.S. men's national team. He to improve his feet, because he's a goalie, obviously, he was playing 5v5 indoor men's league. You know, I mean, it truly, this can suit any type of soccer player. Be part of history. We've got the 2026 World Cup coming to North America. They'll be playing in the U.S. You know, new NWSL team, Denver Summit FC, joining the state. They'll be kicking off next year. There's never been a more exciting time to play, cheer, and be part of the soccer buzz in our state. So you want to get involved, visit coloradosoccer.org to find a club near you and be part of the future of the game. Man, that's our kind of tagline. We're always in on the future of the game. And then someone who's really in on the future of our program, they'll be back tomorrow with the Benny Fowler and credit breakdown. So you know they're ball knowers if they're sponsoring film breakdown right there. They've got an awesome product. Wow. And credit union. They're offering to help us Broncos fans and make the most of the season. For those of you who don't know them, ENT, spelled E-N-T, is the largest credit union in our state. They're proudly serving communities all over the state, all over Colorado, and they're also the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. You can see their commercials with Bo all dressed up. I love those. And their Broncos checking account is loaded with all kinds of perks. We even have that custom card somewhere here. It's probably in the other studio. Every 15 swipes, you won't believe this, on your Broncos checking debit card, you're entered for a chance to win home game tickets. Ain't that something? A Broncos debit card and also a limited edition Bo Nix one that is available now. So all you true Bo-leavers can get in on that. 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field as well. No surprise fees, which you always love. We hate surprises, Jake, like a Vance Joseph blitz. Don't bring hoof on. You know, that's a classic for other banks, not Ent Credit Union. If you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head over to ent.com/DNVR. That's ENT.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA. Membership required. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card. Okay. Yeah. Any other takes from the defense here? Bonitto continues to make his case for Defensive Player of the Year. Olufashanu, a really nice, talented left tackle. I mean, he just does that thing. I know Dave Logan's highlighted that on X's and O's, which will be coming to you on Wednesday this week. How, like, he's just able to get in the backfield before O-linemen even touch him. He had one play yesterday where, like, Fashanu wasn't even in his stance yet, and, like, Nick is past him. Yeah. And then Cooper has that length, strength. He's so complete to be able to have him feast on those one-on-ones that you get with your right tackle, because so much attention needs to be given to Bonitto. Is just incredible, man. I mean, the way these guys can eat up one-on-ones is otherworldly. We touched on the, Vance Joseph play calling. And on top of that, man, you're able to stop the run, which was an issue last year, at times. Right. And it does not seem to be bothering them. Breece Hall, Saquon Barkley, those are pretty darn running backs, pretty darn run games. And on top of that, your rush plan has to account for don't break contain, because you've got these really mobile quarterbacks in Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields. None of that is mattering. Like, there's just no way to counter attack these guys. Yeah. It's just buckle up, get the ball out quick, because they are coming.
I think that's what's the most encouraging about this is you've seen it against now a couple different styles. I mean, obviously the Bengals one was different because of the backup quarterback and that whole situation. Yeah. But against Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts, you were able to really contain them. I mean, Fields had, just going through the game log here, I think he had like 5 scrambles where he took off. And I know at least a few of those, there were opportunities for the Broncos to corral him, bring him down for a sack or no gain. And he ends up getting out. But, I mean, it's just a complete effort. and they're playing with like their hair on fire. It's that level of belief that you saw in 2015. That's how I feel as a fan watching this team now. Like, I just know that they're going to bail you out, give you an opportunity. Even at the end of the game, when, the Jets are pushing for that, field goal attempt late, it's like, even if they get as far into the Broncos territory to kick that field goal, I can't blame the defense at all for what's gone on in this game, and why the Broncos were in the situation they were in. But yeah, I mean, you held them to 3 yards a carry, 92 rushing yards. That was their entire offense. That was their plan. And you shut it down, and you completely shut everything down. Big test this week upcoming was 2 rookies who have been kind of taking the league by storm to this point. And then you have the Cowboys right after that. I mean...
And that offense is for real.
Yes.
That team might not be for real because they have some real defensive struggles, but that offense is for real.
The Broncos are on a 3-game winning streak right now, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot to get to that we'll complain about, I'm sure, but things could be a lot worse at this point in time.
Yeah, 100%. What a defensive performance. As far as touching on the positives, I think the other positive for me was Bo Nix.
He was on fire in the first half.
It's just coming out quick. Like, he's looking confident. I'm saying on the watch along, he looks like Oregon Bo Nix.
Yeah.
He's seeing it clearly.
He was taking off and running a little bit too. Made good decisions there. I mean, I don't really remember the ball ever being at risk from a Bo Nix throw yesterday.
Right.
He was in complete command. The complaints I have about the offense have nothing to do with Bo Nix.
I agree completely. In fact, I'm surprised to see a little bit like.
Well, look, this is like national discourse around Bo Nix. Like they're just looking for opportunities to dunk on him, and some of them took that opportunity yesterday. But it's clear, like, you just didn't get up early to watch the game. Like, you saw the stat line. Like, if anyone watched the second half and you're blaming Bo for that, I don't know what to tell you at this point.
100%. And I thought I'm back to feeling like I did at the end of last year, where for the first time in a long while, 3rd down, even 3rd and long, I don't feel like, okay, well, get Crawshaw's leg warmed up.
Right.
It's... He's converting. He's making things happen. He's making plays above the X's and O's. Even that first 3rd down of the game, which is a Troy Franklin fumble.
Yeah.
McGlinchey gets beat by Jeremiah Johnson. Mm-hmm. He's able to roll out of that. A beautiful throw to Troy Franklin at the sticks. Troy's able to convert and get those extra yards, and then sadly coughs it up, which you got to correct, but 5 of 15 on 3rd down, you convert your 1 4th down. I don't think that tells the full story, because there are some of those 3rd downs that with a fumble, with a penalty, with maybe a bad play call, could have been better, and I don't think necessarily fall on Bo. He gets his passing touchdown, and it's also 2 games in a row. Like, I think you could feel the general tightness at the end of that game where it's like, holy cow, they have the lead?
Yeah.
Like, how are we in this position when you've dominated them for the entire game and still able to drive it down, able to get that field goal, putting enough fear in the Jets to where the way Aaron Glenn is operating at the end of both halves.
The first half was insane.
Insane. But again, that's a coach who's like, it's more important for them to not give them the ball back than it is for us to actually score points, which is how he operated on that last drive of the second quarter, where they go for that crazy fake punt to convert the 4th down, which again, refs, TV broadcast, where's my replay?
That was what were they doing with the kicking camera the whole game? Like, from this... the sky cam view, like, can we get just a traditional down the line of scrimmage, like punt view, please, just one time?
Disgusting stuff.
They did that on all the kickoffs too.
Truly disgusting stuff. Yeah, but that was, again, you get that drive. Would you like a touchdown on that drive? Yes, but you end up getting an easy field goal to take the lead.
They had a touchdown on that drive. Are you talking about the Cortland pass to the end zone? I mean, they did exactly what I wanted them to do on that play. They spread the field. They found Sherwood. They somehow got Court lined up across from him. Sherwood couldn't cover anything yesterday. I don't know why they didn't go and try and pick at that more. That's, I think, one of the great things that Kyle Shanahan does. In particular with the linebackers. If you have a weakness at linebackers, he circles that MFer, and the whole team knows that is target number one. And the Broncos did pick on him at times, but especially when you're struggling, how do you not like go to that more? I mean, you were able to get Court again lined up across from him in an opportunity to score. Bo could have probably thrown a better ball in that situation. I'm not going to
just put it up to where Court can adjust his body and go get it.
But I'm not going to completely fault Bo just for that. Like, that was like the fourth pass he threw in the second half. You know what I mean? He was not in a rhythm at all.
Yeah. There's also that long bomb to Mims that you'd like back where he's throwing it kind of to the right and hoping Mims maybe runs into the defender and can get a defensive PI there. There's also that wacky offensive PI on the safety there that there was some ugliness going on.
There's just a lack of execution. You know, we can talk about the play calling and all that too. And for sure, there's some gripes there, but this is how it always goes when it comes to criticizing play calling. It's a battle between play calling and execution because there were opportunities there, I think, for the Broncos yesterday. And they just didn't execute, whether it was the left guard, you know, causing a penalty or, you know, a hold in the end zone, whatever it was. It was more so lack of execution to me as opposed to play calling, honestly.
And targeting Evan Ingram, targeting Cortland Sutton a little more. The Ingram targets had more success, 5 receptions on 6
because he was on
targets.
Sherwood.
Yep. Also. Yep. And that was such a point of emphasis of the game plan against the Bengals was like, put that second level in hell.
Yes.
And yeah, so I thought Bo played better than the stats, just 174 yards, 19 of 30 would suggest. So that would be my other big positive. And then I guess the other positive, and I mentioned this at the beginning, was you get the dub. No matter how you get it, you get the dub to stay there in the lead with the Chargers, who barely eked one out against the lowly Miami Dolphins. And then, you know, Raiders took care of business. Chiefs got off the schneid by beating the Lions in a big Sunday night game. So, yeah, you really needed that. And that was a classic trap game. It played out like a trap game would. And at the end of the day, you get the dub.
Yeah, I mean, almost everything that could have gone wrong for you went wrong in that game.
100%.
Including the fumble. I mean, the Jets clearly did nothing offensively. Every scoring opportunity the Jets had, the Broncos literally gave it to them.
Yeah.
Whether it is bad kickoff coverage or penalties, there's just so much things that, and this is why it's so concerning to me because going back to the Colts game and the Chargers game, there's just a lack of discipline with this team, like fundamental discipline with this team. And I hope this game serves as a bit of a wake-up call because any other team but the Jets, you definitely lose that game, without a doubt.
Honestly, reminiscent of the Titans game.
Yeah.
It's like this defense shouldn't be looking this good.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's a perfect cue to get into the negatives here for this game. First, we're going to take a quick little break and tell you about our friends at the Gold Crown Foundation. If you grew up playing hoops in Colorado, there's a good chance you played in the Gold Crown Competitive Basketball League. Today, they offer all sorts of leagues. They offer divisions for 4th through 8th grade teams. They offer feeder teams at different levels, gold, silver, and bronze, and club teams, which can be elite club teams or open, where you can join in and, meet some new friends, meet some new hoop heads. After a game like that, maybe you get your sweat on, play some hoops and remind yourself, it's easy to criticize elite athletes, and I'm bricking every
put yourself on the court. See how it really goes.
Damn straight. I still play with my old school Converse, who literally have no grip on the soles. So I'm just slipping and sliding, but that's what's comfortable. And a rolled ankle is it's a guarantee when I play hoops.
I hope you have one of those old Spalding basketballs that's it's been in the sun for a while. It's starting to actually peel a little bit.
That's an elite one to play in my driveway where I learned to play hoops. So yeah, not only play in high school gyms, but at the Gold Crown Foundation Fieldhouse, where they have 6 courts. You can feel the high energy and everything going on there. It's a great place to get some runs in here locally. Now's the time to find a team in your area. Try out pages on their website or check with your local school. Learn more and sign up by scanning the QR code on screen right there or visiting goldcrownfoundation.com. That's right. And also, shout out to Common Spirit in the mountain region. At Common Spirit Health, they're more than just hospital and clinics. They're a team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being, woven into the very fabric of your community. From preventative care to advanced surgical solutions and everything in between, their skilled physicians and caring staff are here for you, offering personalized treatment tailored to your unique needs. You can expect a blend of cutting-edge technology with a commitment to human kindness at their 20 hospitals and 240 clinics and care sites right here in Colorado. Whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirits to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. Boy, we couldn't wait to get into the negatives there.
I mean,
that's a tough watch. It was a tough watch.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
They deserved to lose that game.
Yeah. They sure did.
I don't know how you come out. I mean,
despite a historic defensive performance.
Yeah.
And again, to make history in the NFL takes a lot. So you can say, yeah, the Jets, they wouldn't have lost to any other team. You made that Jets offense look worse than any other offense in NFL history. Let that sink in.
That's true.
How many games have they played in NFL history?
Quite a few.
It's been a minute. This franchise has been in existence since the 1960s. That's a nice little sample size there. And no one's ever had the net yards that they've had. The broadcast kept talking about the pressure rate and how that was historic, and yet you eke by a 2-point win where they are just a couple yards from being able to score a field goal and take the lead there. In fact, I still don't know why they didn't just try a 62-yarder.
I have no idea.
I think I would much rather my chances as the Jets to kick a 62-yarder than try to have Justin Fields try to convert 4th and 8. Now, I think what it came down to is there was still a minute plus left and a timeout. And Aaron Glenn thought, look, even if we take a 1-point lead, they've got enough time to come down, get those yards, and Will Lutz is going to seal this. Thank God, because I don't know that I have that kind of confidence. So we're going to twofold game here. Okay. Blame game. Mm-hmm. So who do you blame the most for that ugly win?
Okay.
And then what's your level of concern, 1 through 10, going forward for the rest of the season? And shall we start? You tell me where you'd like to start. There's much blame game here. I put it in the rundown. Special teams, the O-line issues, first game without Ben Powers, who's at least going to be sidelined for a couple months, maybe the whole season. That's typically what a bicep injury like that results in. The play calling, Bo in the passing game, the penalties, and the lack of discipline.
So I'm going to start with Sean Payton in general.
Okay.
And not so much even on the play calling side, just as the leader of the football team. Because, again, it's what I just talked about. The execution and the undisciplined nature of this football team keeps on popping up. And At some point, you kind of are what you are. I mean, it is only, what are we, week 6 in the football season now?
That's correct.
So I'm not trying to go that direction just yet, but you're trending in that direction. And to me, that's very concerning because you do have hopes for playing football in January and February this year.
This defense, it would be a crime to not give this defense a chance to show what they've got in January.
So to get to that point, though, you got to stop shooting yourself in the foot. A lot of these penalties and the kickoff coverage too. Like, how can't we do simple things?
That's where I would have started.
I mean, it's partly the coaching staff. We can throw in the special teams coach in there too. But it's just, I don't know what it is with these guys and their undisciplined nature and why they keep doing this, because it's becoming a trend. It's beyond a pattern now. I mean, this has happened for the better part of 6 weeks where you just can't get out of your own way.
Yeah.
And so to me, that just starts at the top. And I don't know how to fix it. I'm obviously not in the locker room. Like, I don't know what's exactly going on, but when I watch this team, it's just, that's the biggest glaring issue when it comes to them. And that's what almost lost them the game on Sunday.
What's your level of concern going forward?
6.5.
Okay. I like it. We can correct some things.
Yes. Again, like probably after the Chargers game, I maybe would have said like a 4 or something. Like it's going up, and it's because it keeps happening, and you're just going to run out of chances at some point. You know, when you go against the Chiefs in a few weeks, like you got to be fine-tuned for that matchup. Even this next weekend with the Giants are hot right now. And I know the chat's saying like we're going to put them in hell and all that. And I agree to a certain point.
We better, but that O-line's looking better too.
Exactly. So I don't know. It's just, it's concerning. Again, I'm going to show some grace because it's a long season. But I mean, if we're still doing this at this point, November 13th, I mean, I don't know what else to say at that point.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a proper assessment. That's a good spot to start. I think 6 is about right for me as well. You're better than this, man.
100%.
You know why? Because everyone's better than this. Literally everyone is better than this. You're professional football players, and the kind of garbage plays you're putting on the field just aren't. Everyone should be better than that. Blame game for me is going to start with the special teams. I mean, Rizzy, can't you see? Sometimes your kickoff coverage drives me crazy. You know, it's that was disgusting. Thank God we play at altitude, and at least at home you get those extra 10 yards to where this is less of an issue. But that was disgusting. You can't have a guy regularly breaking the first 2 tackles and gaining those extra, 10 yards to where they're starting every drive at the 45. And even to end the game, all the Jets offense needs is 15 yards. 15 yards to you just cannot set yourself up like that. You cannot. That is not a way to win. And on top of that, you're allowing a 4th down conversion, which could have given you the ball back. The fake punt. I mean,
what is going on there?
Wake up.
That was Breece Hall, right?
Yes.
The starting running. How do we not key that he is on the field on a 4th and 1 situation? We were in the watch line. We were screaming, "Watch the fake!"
Yep.
And then they put their starting running back in the game on 4th down.
100%.
How could it's never more obvious than that?
100%. And I mean, obviously, you've lost the game on special teams with a sloppy penalty to end it and give the Colts a better field goal spot. Crawshaw's punts were pretty unimpressive. Not flipping the field the way you'd like to, just booming them in the end zone where you thought you had a chance to pin them back within their own 15, or doing a lofted one right at the 15 when it felt like, you had room to get more.
Right.
Mims on the return is not looking like an all-pro.
He made some bad decisions yesterday.
You want to win on defense first. Special teams has to play a part and not just gift the other team. And, Rizzler should be on the hot seat. I get it, man, but you also have one of the best special teams coaches in the NFL. Why are we doing this year in, year out, we're like, oh, the special teams coach is garbage. Like, at some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and figure out maybe it's not just always the same guy that gets fired and it's going to be a new guy soon enough if we were to do things as the Toyota chat would want them to be done. And yet, when is the correction going to come?
That's a great question.
For me, the level of concern is a 8.
On special teams? I'd say so. I mean, that's what lost you.
I don't see a fix coming.
The Chargers game, right? Or what was the
that's
leverage
the
game? The Colts
right?
game, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I see a fix coming, and to me that should be an area that you can fix pretty damn quick.
It's simple math. There's 3 phases to the game, clearly. Offense, defense, special teams.
Yep.
You are going to win one phase almost every single week in this league with the defense that you have right now. So that's what I think is most frustrating to me, especially concerning Sunday's loss, where you already have like a 30% advantage going into every game, 33% advantage going into every game. Yep. You don't even need to necessarily win offense and special teams. You just need to do enough to stay out of the way of the defense at this point. But when you're putting them in these situations, these short fields, that's exactly how they lost this game, because the Jets, again, they have to pick up, 1 first down, maybe even 2 at most.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go to the offense here if you want at this point too, because whatever happened in the second half was disgusting.
Disgusting, yeah. I have 2 big bullet points on the offense, and they are play calling and O-line. Which one would you give the next slice of blame pie as we play the blame game on this Monday morning?
I'm going to go to the players in the offensive line first. You just got to be better than that.
Those penalties were ugly, 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 ugly.
They're not even asking much from him. This offensive line is really good. And you have a...
Are they?
Well, now that I say that, the center's really struggled in recent weeks as well.
Yeah.
So maybe...
I also think, but this is an O-line that was really piss poor in pass protection when Russell Wilson was your quarterback. And it basically were the same 5 starters. And it completely got fixed when Bo Nix was. And I don't know that they're the elite unit they were when Bo Nix came in pass pro, or the disgusting unit they were when Russell Wilson was. I think they're probably somewhere in between.
Fair.
And that shows when a guy like Jermaine Johnson comes back and all of a sudden he looks like a world beater against this O-line, or Shorewood's being brought on the blitz and he's dancing in the backfield all game.
I just don't understand what our identity is offensively. Sean's had run it on his play calling sheet for how long now? And look, it is kind of like a catch-22 thing. Like, we've been kind of begging him to commit to the run more, right? Yeah. And I think he just overkilled that on Sunday. It's the second half, especially only giving both 3 passing attempts and not having a completion until the fourth quarter is just unacceptable. When Bo runs this RPO, when Bo can really run RPOs really well, and you can just make things so simple for him. People complain about the lack of all the screens. Well, that's why the screens are in the offense, though, to kind of keep Bo on schedule, as opposed to him having to go a quarter and a half without seeing any positive momentum at all. And again, it's what we talked about with Sherwood earlier in the show too. Like, there were some things that I think Sean should have gone to earlier that he just refused to do so. Why wasn't Cortland getting more targets? Why were they not targeting Sherwood more? Or Evan Ingram was going crazy against him early in the first half. They just completely abandoned that in the second half. The stuff with the backfield, the running game just wasn't really there. I'm not going to complain too much.
But again, is that not an O-line problem? That's the other thing. Yeah. We exalt this offensive line, but it's like, we're average at best as a run blocking unit. I think maybe a smidge overrated as a pass blocking unit. Might just be an average group. And maybe average in the modern NFL means you're a top 10 group because you're not getting annihilated by opposing defensive lines.
Yeah.
There is a curve, but I think Ben Powers, who I frankly have not been a huge fan of, to feel his absence that heavily, alarms going off.
Yeah. Good point from Era there on the RPO too. Like, when they did do the RPOs in the second, remember that crazy one where like Bo's like twirling around in the backfield and all? It's like, I don't know what the fix is, honestly, but it's really like Sean outthinks himself sometimes.
I want to get to that on the other side. We're going to take our last break, and then you got to give me a concern level for the O-line as well. Money, man. Money's a concern. Monarch Money's here to help you. It's just one of those where it's like, I swear I'm trying to save money. And yet I get at the end of the month and it's like, what did we do?
It's crazy.
What did we do? Monarch Money is a tool to help you with that. Figure out where your money's going. Figure out how you can maximize your resources, your investments. They've been a huge tool for me, for others here at the company that signed up. And, you don't just have to be a DNVR employee to get the hookup, because right now they are offering a nice little deal for you. 50% off your first year. Not too shabby. That could go a long way with you. The savings you get on that, on top of the savings that they will be able to help you with. Lives get so busy. It's always right. Like for years, it was like, look, I'm gonna do a spreadsheet. I'm gonna figure out where all our money's gone, and you start to, dude, just sign up for Monarch Money.
Facts.
Like, you can be an advanced statistician like me, and yet there are these tools that just make life so much easier. Forbes named them the best app for couples. You know how stressful money can be for a family unit. You and the breezy, maybe your brother's your roommate, and he's spending on burritos and shit. You're like, dude, we get free Taco Bell. What are you doing spending all this money on burritos? That struck a chord. You can tell that struck a chord for my goon over here. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code DNVR at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code DNVR. And speaking of Taco Bell, it's in the air because we're getting ready for Taco Tuesday already. I just got the message from KMX, who was making a bunch of noises talking to DN. She doesn't
always does.
It's like we're doing a show here.
It's crazy.
This is what pays the bills here.
Yeah.
But that aside, far be it for us to complain when we got Taco Bell upstairs, the hookup. Dude, they went crazy with the Cantina chicken.
The bowls? Did you have that?
Yeah, I had
Fire.
it. Man, that just the rice and beans were like restaurant quality. And they're doing all these great things with their they're bringing back some old school favorites.
Decades menu?
It's their Y2K menu, so you can get yours today. You've got the Buffs box, which is an incredible deal. If you want to support CU football, when you buy a Buff box, they're hooking up the program. They're a proud sponsor of CU Athletics, and will be donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Foundation for every CU touchdown scored. Buffs love the bell. If you're a real one, you love Taco Bell. They've upped their game, and they're still bringing it with some old school favorites. Get yours today at the nearest Taco Bell, and don't forget to add on your $7 Buff box featuring 4 Taco Bell classics and a large drink that has CU player collectible cups as well. Taco Bell is a proud sponsor of CU Athletics, and we'll be donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffs Scholarship Foundation for every CU touchdown score. Buffs love Taco Bell. Level of concern for the O-line? Given the length of the Powers injury, it's fairly high for me. And 7? How it impacts your ability to have that offensive identity.
Yeah, 7?
I might be at an 8. I might be at an 8. I may be also right? The trenches is what I love.
Sure.
So I maybe overemphasize some of that. But yeah, it's a toughie. It's a concern. Pert didn't look up for the job. And look, I mean, he's been a swing tackle through his NFL career. I just plugging him in at guard. I don't know that that's the solution. But play calling takes a big part of the blame pie for me. It's the personnel sets, man. I
They're getting too cute.
As some idiot who just does a podcast, right? Who used to do film rooms or whatever, I can tell you what the play's going to be the second I see who's lining up. Bidet weeks prior, he's going to be in pass protection. Jaleel, same thing.
Mims in the backfield.
This Sunday. Right. Mims in the backfield. Oh, I know what's coming. RJ's in the backfield on third down. Guess what? They're going to flex him out wide and go 5 wide on that. Oh, Palcho's in a heavy set. I know what's coming there, right? Like, and none of these plays are working. Nothing is working. Give me just 11 personnel with... Or, 2 tight end sets with Ingram in as your fake second tight end who's actually a wide receiver, or 11 personnel with Sherwood who's a plus blocker, and then we can actually do some stuff. It just got too cute. It just got too cute for a team like the Jets, man. You made that defense look way better than they needed to be.
Yeah.
And again, reminiscent of the Titans game. And where is the Mims Joker stuff?
Where's the Evan Joker stuff?
That's where we want you to be cute, is line up like you would normally and then use those players that's where you get cute. Not give it away. And also the Palcho stuff just isn't working. I love it. I love jumbo formations. I love 6 offensive linemen. You want to talk offensive identity? I think that's something that could allow you to lean into the offensive identity. But if that shit ain't working, then that shit ain't working. Move on and find some other solutions.
That's my biggest gripe, is he's just so stubborn to adjust sometimes. And I don't know, it became clear midway through the third quarter. Like, the running game, as much as you want to try it, it just ain't working. I mean, they had 26 attempts for 78 yards. They averaged the same amount of yards per carry as the Jets did. Yeah. Let that sink in. Yeah. So I'd like.
Where's the play action stuff off of that?
They need to run Bo more. I mean, that opens up the offense so much, and I don't know if it's more so Bo or Sean. And you don't even need that many a game. It's got to be more than just Bo taking off on scrambles, though. You got to threaten those ends, especially if this offensive line is going to be, going more so downhill than an upward trajectory with the injuries at this point. You got to give them a chance. You got to read some guys. You got to, trap some guy. You got to do something to help them out. You got to move the pocket more, I think.
I would agree. Create the misdirection that way and not with this pre-snap personnel packages.
Yes.
And, Daniel Sepp's asking in the chat, the jumbo stuff worked pretty well the previous 2 weeks. I didn't think it was that successful against the Eagles. Nursing a bigger lead against the Bengals, sure.
No, the offense got going against the Eagles when they just took the leash off of Bo and just said, you know what, man, go save us.
That's the thing, right? You're down double digits, and it's like, okay, we're just going to line up in 11, get some momentum. And that's why the thing I'm most impressed of is the 3rd and long. Again, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just put Bo in the gun, let him read the field, and get it out quick.
Yep.
That's what's working.
Look, Ingram led the team with 6 targets. 3 targets for Cortland Sutton is criminal too.
I swear he was at 5 to start the game. I'm actually shocked he only had 1 reception.
It's just look, man. You got to have more. You got to get your guys more involved. Yeah. Your impact players, man. You got to feed them early. I mean, going back to the Eagles, they got a bunch of shit going on. But A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they demanded the ball earlier. They're getting the ball earlier, and that's what worked against the Broncos at least last week, right? It worked a little bit early against the Giants last week for them too. But I don't think we're getting our best players involved, and that's unfortunate.
Are you developing the young guys as you should,
Right. I mean, yeah.
So my level of concern, it's probably a 4. Miss me with the Davis Webb play call stuff.
Yeah, see, I can't do that.
No way.
I don't know.
The whole point of having Sean Payton.
Exactly.
He will correct this. He will figure it out. It's a young offense. They're still figuring some stuff out. That's okay. You've got a quarterback I believe in. You've got an O-line that has... Quinn is playing not at the standard. Not at the standard he set or the standard the contract he got demands. Gotta be better. Gotta be better.
And I don't know, what goes into the game plan and all this stuff. But it's clear that, again, this is the debate between play calling and execution, because I think Sean draws up plenty of opportunities for you on the field and the players don't take advantage of them. But at the same time, there are times where it's like, well, Sean, we got to adjust here at this point. We can't just keep ramming our head into a brick wall and hoping we're going to eventually break it down.
Yeah.
That's just insanity. So I don't know if it's his, what he thinks Bo can do even. I don't even know where this stems from, and I don't even want to try and pretend like I know where it stems from. It's just he's got to, I guess, he's taking accountability too. I can't even say he's got to be more accountable. So I don't even know where to go at this point. But I don't think that changing the play caller and taking those duties away from Sean Payton's the answer.
Yeah, it's your worst running game, as who's saying in the chat. Safe to assume this will be their worst offensive game of the year. I would agree. They've looked better against better defenses, like the Chargers, like the Colts, like the Eagles. So I know you've got a show coming up, so yeah. I don't want to dwell on this too long. Good. I'm at a 4. Are you aligned there?
With the play calling?
We are ready for Super Chats, so you can cue those down.
Yeah, play calling, I'm probably 3.5, 4. I mean, again, that's... Of all the issues,
O-line special teams are where my concern's actually pretty high.
Well, just overall execution, discipline, making the right block, doing what you're supposed to on a play, not getting called for stupid penalties in big situations when you're backed up against your own goal line. It's just simple stuff.
100%. All right. We've got a $10 super chat from Cord Carlin. Thank you, Cord. George Payton doesn't often get the credit he deserves as GM, drafting Surtain rather than Fields when they needed a QB. Looks good now. Cutting Clark and Gregory to keep Bonitto and Cooper. Best move? It's up there. Yeah. I mean, just all the talent how about signing the 2 safeties they got in free agents? I mean, How good of a signing is BJ?
Riley Moss.
100%. They have nailed that.
The defensive line signings.
Totally. I mean, JK as your running back.
Yeah.
100%. And look, even McGlinchey, Powers, renewing Bowles, that's looking real good right about now, because it kills me to think what the alternative would be.
Yeah. George has been cooking.
Yeah, 100%. I feel really good about the direction of this team, how Sean and George are working together. How they've stayed strong, kept that staff together, Davis Webb, VJ, and so on and so forth. Our guy, Jose, our resident linebacking expert. My concern is, how do you fix the interior offensive line in the middle of the season, and how do you fix penalties? Damn straight, because, again, if you're Pert ain't it, let's get ourselves a left guard at the trade deadline. Plugging in a new offensive line starter mid-season, there's no Larry Allens out there who you can just plug in, It's is it really going to be that much of an upgrade?
That's the thing. If you were going to fix the depth and fix the talent behind your starters, that happens in the offseason. It ain't going to happen right now.
Yeah. No, and fixing the general level of discipline there is...
I don't know.
It's going to be a thing. I mean, I think it starts with the play calling, though, right? The defense is giving you leads. So as a play caller, you should have a lot more options than when you're down double-digit points, and everyone in the stadium knows these guys got to pass the ball to get back in this game.
Right.
It starts with the play call. I think it starts with better preparation. It starts with guys like Quinn Meinerz playing at a higher level, and you got to adjust some of this stuff. Maybe it is plugging in Palcho. You have a 6'0" lineman who's at least pretty comfortable
with being
on the field.
Give it a shot at least. You have to.
You got to figure something out. But you know what? I mean, Sean Payton, as far as guys I would think who can figure out this problem and find some solutions, all I need is one hand to figure out men who roam the world who I would trust to figure this out.
Yeah.
So, and at least he's got the quarterback.
True.
I think right now I could name, half the offensive starters are not feeling great about that guy. At least the other half of guys that I do trust, include Bo Nix. Also, shout out to Garrett Bowles. Beautiful to talk about offensive issues and not mention your left tackle once. He's been through a lot in his tenure as a Bronco, so credit to 72 for not being on the short list here. So there you go. If you enjoyed this show, check us out on Thursdays. We do a draft pod every single week, and our friends will be back. Also, special show, Aqib Talib and RK doing the No Lie Zone. Catch that today on our YouTube channel, and Benny Fowler and Dave Logan with their X's and O's show that will be dropping on Wednesday. So we've got you covered with our Broncos coverage as we do every single week. So proud of that. So grateful to you guys all tuning in to the Toyota chat. Rack up those thumbs up. We're at 59. Get me to 69 because it's funny. And, we'd like to flex on those other guys. Bless you all from the Schwan Man, super producer Dion Smith. Mile high salute to you all. Much love.
We all silly like the mayor.